Yo, what is going on, my two people? 29 back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing just what the hell is going on at Manchester United again. Because this is a side that's been struggling again and again and again. And you find Manchester United in football news every single day with how poor they have been. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, like the video as well. It helps the channel a ton. Join my social media. All the links will be down in the description down below. So my Twitter, X, Instagram, Discord, TikTok, all that will be down in the description for you guys to check out. And without further ado, let's get started. This video is being made because at the current moment of time, Manchester United are this close of the relegation battle in the Premier League. If you look at the standings in the Prem, they are in a horrible position, and it's worrying. If you're a Manchester United fan, I'm sorry, but something needs to be done for this side, because I'm gonna talk as a neutral here. This video is not made to make fun of Manchester United. It's a serious discussion on like genuinely what is going on with this side, because you're going through so many managerial changes. They've just signed Ruben Amorim just a few months ago, and now they haven't improved. They haven't improved necessarily, at least in my opinion. People are gonna say, yeah, give this guy a month or not a month, sorry, give him a year or two, but it's like a cycle. In my opinion, Manchester United has become a club where you sack the manager, you bring in a new one, you play well for a bit, you sack him again. And it's just a cycle, a cycle, a cycle, a cycle. How many managerial changes have Manchester United have over the past 15 years? There's been so much stuff going on around that club, and they haven't really ever able to kind of reach a very high level of football, in my opinion. Yeah, they won the FA Cup and such last season under Erik ten Hag. They won a few silverware with Erik ten Hag. Sure, that's fine. But that was long overdue. I mean, in my opinion, the last big trophy that Manchester United have won is the Europa League. But the way I see it, Manchester United shouldn't be a club that should be competing for the Europa League in the beginning. In the beginning, they shouldn't even be in that tournament. But, due to circumstances and what's been happening with them over the last 2 years, I think it's important to discuss that. Is this Manchester United's new level from now on? Should we stop expecting these guys to reach Champions League and go far enough? Is that the level that they're genuinely at now for the next few years to come? Because they're a team that has lots of money, they can buy lots of players, and for me, it's just they always seem to be making the wrong decisions. And for me, I've always had this opinion ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left, or even Mourinho. For me, the real problem at Manchester United is not the managers. You're going through so many managers, and you don't really see like a significant improvement. Sometimes you will, like I said, context really matters here. But in general, you don't see that type of football that Manchester United had in those Alex Ferguson days. Now it begs a question: is Manchester United ever going to reach those Alex Ferguson days? But the way it's going now, I don't think so. I mean, the quality of the team has descended a lot. If you compare the United of now and a few years ago compared to maybe 20 years ago or 15 years ago, something like that, it's significantly different. And kind of sad to see if you're a neutral football fan. I mean, I'm not gonna say the current United players are bad. I think some of them shouldn't be in the United squad. I think some of them should, but overall, the players aren't performing. For me, I think the blame is more towards on the players and the board than on the managers themselves, because the managers are always the one getting the blame. But Mourinho explained it very well. And the other managers have done the same. I mean, you've tried so hard with the players that you've had. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got a lot of criticism, and he did decent with the team, to be honest. Erik ten Hag also gets a lot of criticism. I think he's done fairly well. He's won silverware. But then again, it's like the expectation that's there for Manchester United because of what they are as a club hasn't been reached in so long that nobody really knows what their level is at anymore. And I'm looking at the team and the board and such, and you have some of your best players, and for example, Marcus Rashford. This guy doesn't apparently play anymore. He's out of favor, and he wants to leave. And then you're buying your Rasmus Højlunds for 75 million. euros, I believe it is. I mean, he's a good player, but I would never spend 75 million euros on that type of player, if that kind of makes sense. Like, he's a good player, but he's not that good. Might be an investment for the future. And he's struggled. And I really do love Rasmus Højlund. He's just an example that I'm using. But if you look at this Manchester United current squad, most of these players just aren't performing well. It's worrying. It's worrying. You can make all the signings you want with all the amounts of money. I mean, look at the amount of money that these guys have spent in the past few years. And it's not working. It's not working. They haven't had, in my opinion, a signing other than maybe Bruno Fernandes. And that's, even that kind of feels like an ancient transfer that has like severely impacted the team. And even then, some people would say Bruno Fernandes maybe hasn't. You know, he was very good in the beginning when he was at United. Now he's kind of slowed down. You know, you've got a few decent players in the club. You know, Amad Diallo, I think he's doing very well. But then again, your other youngsters aren't performing as well. You know, Alejandro Garnacho, love the guy, hasn't been performing that well. Obviously, still a young player. But then Kobe Mainu, I think he's shown lots of promise. I think he's a decent player. But then you're looking at your Casemiros, you're looking at your Manuel Ugates, you're looking at these sort of players that are good, but they're not performing enough to compete with the top teams in the Premier League. That's the problem. So that's why I've always, myself, this is an opinion, I've always said the blame is more so on the players and the board rather than the managers, because you're going through millions of managers every single time and the result is basically still the same. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about this Manchester United team? Am I wrong? Do you guys think it's still the manager? I mean, maybe some of the fault can still be given to the manager, but like Ruben Amorim is another example, right? And it's like everybody was hyping him up just before he joined Manchester United. He was undefeated with Sporting, and now there you go. He's not doing as well as people thought. Yeah, they won that game against Manchester City, but it was against a very bad Man City. They would have had such a bad form in the past few weeks that, like, does it even count as a good win anymore? And they barely won it as well. They won it as a 90th minute Amad Diallo winner with like Gvardiol not being able to clear that goal up, which was a very weird goal. But nevertheless, they still got the win. That's what really matters at the end of the day. All this to say that Manchester United, as a club, they need to reevaluate everything that's going on, because I think the trajectory that they're having is worrisome. And this is a phrase, this is a sentence that has been said over the past like 10 years. Something needs to be done. And I think it starts with the core of the club, with the players and the board, then maybe the manager. That's what I think. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm wrong? I'm right? Let me know what you guys think in the description down below. And that's been for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Damn, I'm on red alert.